and they were considered for a long time as the ideals of beauty and never interpreted as death symbols. And they are, in my understanding, the goddess of death, leading the dead man to the underworld. However, they are also concerned with regeneration because in most cases, the supernatural triangle appears on these figurines. From the Aegean area, we switch now the geographical region, and this one is from Bulgaria. And I would say that they differ a little bit, although they are also stiff and they are also nudes. The head is here broad, and the mouth is long, and there are some dots, maybe fangs of a poisonous snake. I would connect this series with poisonous snake, whereas the other series in Cyclades and Sardinia with the bird of prey. And even life-size masks are found in graves. This is a very interesting discovery from the 70s in Varna, which is East Bulgaria, right at the Black Sea coast. In this cemetery, they were found at least 3 well-preserved life-size masks of clay decorated with gold. In this cemetery, about 3,000 pieces or more of gold were found. So here is the same image as I have shown you before, with broad faces, large, long mouth, and some dots or here are like pins under the mouth, are perhaps teeth. And then round eyes, typical of the snake. And I would say these are the precursors of the later Gorgon heads and Pandora, maybe, in Greek mythology. Now, the next image in the series of regeneration is the frog. Again, the best representations are found in relief in Çatalhöyük shrines in Anatolia from the 7th millennium BC. She is portrayed on the wall with upraised hands, upraised legs, and next to the horns or bull heads, and next to live columns painted on walls. Sometimes such figures are covered with geometric motifs, which looks like honeycomb, but also there are columns of lozenges and also concentric design on her belly, which is a symbol of regeneration. Here is from my own excavations from Achilleon in northern Greece, dated to 6,300, carved out of black stone. And I call this type the frog woman. And the frog symbol is long-lasting, of course, you know from folklore. And here I would like to show from Lithuania a tombstone, which from the cemetery I visited myself, still in this century, a frog with a head in the shape of a lily. And this little figurine is from Greece, from 6000 BC, also has the head in the shape of a lily. So the frog is associated with flowers, with buds, with sprouts. And originally, of course, the frog probably was associated with fetus, with uterus. And the image is as old as the Upper Paleolithic, some 20,000 to 30,000 years ago. The other image, which belongs to the regeneration class, and uterine images is a hedgehog. And hedgehog originally probably was associated with the animal uterus, which has warts. So this is one possibility. Maybe I'm wrong, but it could be. And then linguistically, it is also proved, because in German language, eagle is hedgehog, and eagle is also uterus. Eagle, carp, and so on. So there are contexts. And here is a lid in the shape of a hedgehog and the face of God, a goddess, the hedgehog goddess. The association between the hedgehog regeneration is seen in the later cemeteries. For instance, this vase is from Rhodos, dated to the 8th century BC, in the shape of a hedgehog, in which a skeleton of an infant was discovered. And even in 20th century cemeteries in Austria or Bavaria, the images of hedgehogs or red balls with spikes were laid by women who had uterine problems. Or also such are brought to churches as votive offerings for the same purpose. Now, this is a fish, and found in Lepenski Vir. This is a sculpture of about 50 centimeters high, of stone, egg-shaped, and painted in red, and decorated with a labyrinthine design. In this place, which is called Lepenski Vir in northern Yugoslavia, there were found over 50 shrines, triangular in shape, having red floors, and in the inside there was an altar, and at the end of the altar there was a sculpture. And most of these sculptures were either egg-shaped or fish-shaped, or these fish-shaped sculptures have also features of a woman. Next, we'll show you in detail the decoration of the sculpture, which is the labyrinthine design. And labyrinthine design, to me, is the symbol of regeneration. Her mouth is clearly fish mouth, but eyes and nose can be interpreted as human. Now, one more sculpture, which clearly is egg-shaped and having fish attributes, especially the mouth. And eyes are protruding, round. They're all of stone, found in the Danube. This site is located right on the bank of the Danube. One more of the series, which is extremely important, because here I see the combination of fish, woman, and vulture. The hands of this fish lady are vulture hands. These are claws. So here is a typical combination in the Neolithic art, in the symbolism, the combination of several classes of woman, of animal, and bird in one. And then another example, this is from the other part of Europe, which would indicate almost about the same thing. Her hands here are with 3 fingers. I think these are not human hands, but vulture claws. The rest, well, she has a V, and well, round eyes maybe are fish eyes, and The mouth is very peculiar here. This is a 52 centimeters high stone figure from France, dated from the first half of the 5th millennium BC. And the Lepenski sculptures date from around 6000 BC. All these egg-shaped fish sculptures. Now, in addition to all these fetuses or uterine symbols, the other regeneration symbols are triangles or double triangles. They feature in the tomb architecture, especially in Ireland. We find very good examples. Here is a triangular cairn, if you can see it, and have stones, and then if this is removed, then a tomb is found as a round chamber with a corridor. And in architecture, I interpret these also as vagina and uterus coming back to the womb. Tomb and womb are related. The old Europeans didn't build houses for their dead to continue the same life as the Indo-Europeans did. They understood that life continues in the same way. The old Europeans didn't. They returned their dead to the womb or to their ancestors. The megaliths of Western Europe have collective communal burials in them, and the bones are mixed up. The bodies were excavated, and then at certain times the bones were collected and put in the tomb. The individuality didn't matter. Whereas in the later culture, in the patriarchal culture, the hero, the individual, the glory of the person was most important, but not in this period. Some of the plans of the graves are definitely anthropomorphic, probably portraying the goddess herself. And now here is the symbol of double triangle, or say hourglass shaped. And this definitely is the goddess of regeneration with vulture claws instead of human hands. That is a vase from the Kukuten culture dated to 4000 BC. Kukuten culture is northeast Romania. And here is an incision on a vase from Hungary from around 5000 BC. Also, if you see, her hands are not human. She's very abstract, very an image containing series of symbols. Then her head is just 3 lines. This is the next image where we see the combination of this goddess of 2 triangles incised on the head of a bull. This is a bone plate figure. And it's a beautiful combination of the goddess of regeneration and the head of a bull.